Hi. I almost said welcome back because this is the first podcast I'm recording since I got back from Thailand. I had pre-recorded all the episodes when I went away to make sure that we weren't missing any week because I have so much to say. I don't want to miss out on any of the weeks I plan to podcast. So this is the first week back, and well, just quickly to summarize, we had an amazing trip. We got food poisoning. We almost drowned. But we met a ton of really nice people. We almost learned to dive, and we just did a lot of things like you do when if you've been to Thailand, you know what it's like. So that's it. If you've got any questions, anybody traveling to Thailand soon and want to know a bit more, then feel free to ask me anything. Anyway, so yesterday was actually my first day back working as a coach. I came back from Thailand on a Saturday, and then Monday I went to do my week of nights straight away, jet lag. That did not go well. I felt awful, and I think we caught some sort of bug on the plane. There was a guy coughing behind us all the way, and I don't know what we got, but like aches and pains, a headache, just feeling like super tired, but I'm back on track now. So yesterday was the first day where I was kind of dipping my toes in the water back into the coaching thing. And I met with a client and I was back into kind of the groups where I coach on this. And two things happened parallel, which was actually pretty crazy. So I met up with a client where we've had 6 sessions and then she's got 6 sessions left. And we've had this big break in the middle when I was, there was Christmas and then there was Thailand. So she's done all this work on herself, continuing thinking about and talking with her colleagues about everything we kind of discussed the first 6 weeks with the coaching. And she has come so far. She literally just talked for an hour telling me everything that she's managed to achieve, which is going from not really wanting to be in vet med, thinking about leaving it, but I was kind of her last attempt to do something to get to enjoy vet med more. She had no enjoyment out of out of work, so all her hobbies, all her excitement about doing other stuff had gone. And there was just so much more that we had been working on. And she had just worked through it by just, the ripple effect. And also, when you start pulling a thread in a jumper like you shouldn't, and then it starts unraveling, and then suddenly you're naked. That's basically what had happened. We had started pulling it together. We started undoing the knots and starting undoing the tangled upness of everything that was going on for her. And she had just kept going. Like her brain had gained momentum and had kept going. So now, she had booked holidays. She has taken some of the worksheets I sent her, some of our podcast episodes, and shared them with colleagues. And her colleagues had opened up about them struggling as well. So there's this ripple effect of the work we did together. And she was so excited about so many things. And there was just little few things we wanted to coach on, something that had happened with her leader that she wasn't quite sure she had reacted the way she wanted to, but like enjoying vet life and enjoying her life in general, right? And she stopped and said, it just hit me that I can actually just have the life I want to have. And it sounds crazy because, of course, if you're an adult person, as soon as you're 18, you can have the life you want to have. But how many of us just keep living the life that we either set out to have when we were much younger, or the life that our parents thought we should have, or what we thought we should, or what society tells us, right? And I was just so happy for her because I literally said to her, I can see how you are sitting now in the driver's seat of your life. And it sounds like cliche, but that was literally what she was doing. And she was like, I got this direction. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to live my life. These are the things I've missed that I'm gonna keep doing. No, and there was little things like, for example, cluttering. So she was starting to sell stuff out of her wardrobe. So that deep satisfaction of finally not having to look at the same 30 pieces of clothes you're never going to wear again, and you get depressed every time you open your wardrobe. So she was dealing with that. She just like started on so many things and was so excited. And when we then finished our session and we had dinner, and well, Bruce and I had dinner, I don't know what my client did, and then I was just going through because I'm a member of some Facebook groups for vet techs and that, where whenever I can, I go in and I see who's struggling and then I try to give support. And it gives me also ideas to write my posts and to do my podcast, because I'm thinking, well, if this person is struggling, there's probably many more people with the same issue. I'll talk about it and then, help that way. And there was a vet who was really struggling, had been a vet for 10 years, and 8 years in became really, really burned out. And she kind of wanted to leave, but she didn't really have the, I won't say courage, because I think it's very courageous to stay in vet med if you don't want to as well. She didn't have uh, mm, the drive, the enough support, I guess, to leave vet med, to sign off with the register and so on. And she was mentioning how she had talked to people. She had kind of like mentioned that she wanted to leave vet med, and how many people are not supportive. No, they go, what a waste of a degree. And well, you're like, how could you do that? You are a vet. What else are you going to do? Right. And that is literally the opposite of living the life you want to live. So your soul and your heart is just burned out. You are doing a job you don't want to do. You wake up every morning and you go to do a job that you just not feeling it for anymore, but you stay because you don't have enough support to leave. And that is horrible, right? Because your soul and your heart is going one way, and then there's like the external validation, other people, your ego as well, right? And the financial situation is over here saying you should stay, and your soul is like, no, we want to leave. And that is going to burn you out so much more than just being busy, for example, quote unquote, because that is living out of alignment. And it's kind of like if you imagine driving a car and you have the handbrake pulled and you're like, keep driving. And it's like, that is how you're living your life. If you deep down in your soul want to live your life one way, which is if you're burned out, you want to live away from that met, and you're still in there and you can't make the decision to leave because it's just too hard, you don't have support, and logically it doesn't make sense. That is like driving with your handbrake pulled. And that means that your burnout is gonna get like on a logarithmic scale, it's gonna get worse and worse, which is why so many of us end up in dire situations mentally, right? And it's a combination of one, not sitting down, taking the time, listen within, journal, meditate, take some time away, get a perspective to actually realize what we really, really want. And also trust our inner situation, what we feel in our stomach, what sorry, the sun is hitting me. I'm trying to like wriggle away from it because I'm boiling. I'm in Spain. Um so it's a combination of these things, not listening to our heart and soul and our own intuition and just going for like action, practicality. I feel bad. I'll just do my stuff. I'll just work more. I'll just work my way out of it. It's a combination of that, and it's also a combination of our ego wanting to perform, to do well, this identity we have as a vet, our family, friends, everybody thinking it's crazy to leave vet med, right? But we actually don't stop to do the inner work, like my client, right? Because she was bordering on not wanting to stay. And financially, she was in a situation that she could actually leave if she wanted to and take a whole year and then do something else. But she wanted to give it a go because she did feel it was a bit of a waste. And she remembered that she used to enjoy vet med. So that contrast from a person who is completely burned out, hating vet med, only going to work for the money because there's no other solution. And I think she already actually had another job, but just because vet med pays so well compared to other jobs, right? She would go in and do loose shifts just because out of pure necessity, but not wanting to, hating it, being burned out, not enjoying life, feeling she doesn't have the control over her life because what she really wants to do, she can't, both because she doesn't give herself permission to, and also because she doesn't get the support and the validation of society, friends, family. That contrast to then my client who has done the inner work, who has stopped and asked herself, what do I really want? And now living life and enjoying it, being in the driver's seat, feeling fully in control. That's just that huge contrast. And I want to mention it to you because notice what I said. Like my client, we've only had 6 sessions together. Yesterday was our 7th session. So she's had 6 sessions where, she's been doing the worksheets, she's been journaling, whatever we've been talking about. We've been analyzing what she does. Why does she respond to clients like that? Why does she react like that when her leader speaks to her? Why is she managing her time like that? We've been working intensely for 6 weeks. And then she's had a break for, I'm saying, another 6 weeks over Christmas and when I was in Thailand, where she's kind of like worked on it on the go, spoken to college, journaled on it, and so on, made lists about, well, what do I want to do with my life? What is it I really want to do? And she still has 6 weeks left with me where we now can like catapult her into this dream life where does she even want to stay at this clinic? Is there something else she fancies? If she wants to stay on this clinic, is there something she wants to specialize in? What does she want to do? And how can she now, this girl's single, is she looking for a relationship? She's now at a place where we can just build on and build on and build on and just create this amazing life for her. We're talking 12 weeks difference, and then now another 6 weeks on top. So 18 weeks, maybe in total, that she's going to be doing this work. And then I don't know if she'll continue with me or not. I don't think she needs to. It's always nice to have someone, like once a week, you just come and offload and talk through shit that's happened to you. But I don't think she needs it as such if she doesn't want to. And going from not wanting the life you have to loving the life you have and still be in vet med. You can literally do that in 4.5 months. In 6 weeks, you can go from, okay, I'm okay now. I kind of like it. I can be in a clinic and then add more time. And then you're just going to be rolling in everything you want to do, taking up all the hobbies you wanted, starting relationships, cooking if that's what you wanted to do. She's planning on, I think it was like constructing her garden again, like just so much, so full of life, so full of joy, and so full of, I want to do things. And it is so easy. It is not hard, and you don't have to pay a ton of money. You don't have to do a ton of courses. You don't have to go to like therapy where you have to talk about your childhood, unless obviously you have trauma, whatever. I'm not saying you shouldn't have therapy, but I'm just saying it might not be necessary no matter how burned out you are. Because once you start doing the little changes, once you are willing to, let me say this, in order to get out of burnout in vet med and go from the situation this other girl is in that has been in it for 10 years and the last 2 has just been burnout and hating it, to go from that to loving your life and loving being a vet, all you need to do is to be willing to stop, get a perspective, take deep breaths, listen to what you really want, and disentangle all those thoughts that are spiraling in your head that are just keeping you stuck right now, like spinning your wheels, and let go of that handbrake and start disentangle the sweater. I don't know how many more metaphors I can stick in here to make you understand how easy it actually is. You just have to be willing to make a change, and you have to acknowledge that what you're doing is not working and that you are never going to be happy as long as you keep doing what you're doing right now if you're in burnout. That took me a long time, and that is not easy. What I'm saying is, once you have acknowledged you have a problem, once you have searched for the help, like me or another coach, or if you find a cool therapist or whatever, it's going to work for you, then it's actually not hard and it's not difficult. It's just taking little steps every week to recognize your patterns, how to break them, everything I talked about before, which is people pleasing, wanting everybody around you to be happy and be in control of their emotions because then you're going to feel better. Not setting boundaries because what if I upset other people by doing that? Not wanting to discuss the price with the owner because you don't feel worthy enough. Not wanting to ask for a raise because what if they say something you're not going to like? I don't know, all the things I've addressed in the past, in all my episodes and my posts, if you follow me. You just need to recognize those patterns and then start addressing them one by one. And it doesn't take that long, and it's not that hard, and it's not difficult. You just need to acknowledge you don't like where you are, and you need to be willing to sit down, look at what you've got, which can be painful. I'm not saying it's not, but it's even more painful staying month in, month out in a life you don't like because you think you should. So this is my invitation to you for 2025. If you feel less than happy in your job, in your life, then acknowledge it. Stop, breathe, journal on it, ask yourself the difficult questions, or get someone like me or a therapist to ask you the questions. Fill in your stomach, in your intuition. What do I really want to do? And am I doing something just because my ego, society, friends, and family think I should, but really my heart and soul are just not in it? And I really don't want to be doing this. And I'm driving with my handbrake on and smoke is coming out of my ass because there's this like, going against each other. That is all you have to do. You have to stop and you have to make the decision that you want to change your life. That's literally all you have to do. And then if you get coaching, you just have to sit back and let the coach guide you and help you find out your patterns, disunravel them, start making little changes. And sometimes, like with this client, which just was by chance because it was Christmas in Thailand, have a break in between, do some more work yourself, and then come back to coaching. There's so many ways you can do this, but I know a lot of you are not seeking help or are not actually taking the steps to create this amazing life because you think that you are so burned out, you're so far gone, you're so broken, there's so much wrong with you, you have all these issues, this past trauma, that for sure it's going to be hard and difficult and take a long time, and maybe it's not even going to work. That is not the case. Okay. So if you know anybody who is living a life that is less than desirable, that think they can never be happy, then by all means share this episode with them. Please let them know that it's not that hard to get out of, that you can literally in 6 weeks go from pretty much burned out to neutral, and then in another 6 weeks be enjoying life and so on. And once you start, the thing is, once you start taking these steps and doing this work on yourself, there's no way back. You're not going to fall back into burnout because now you have let go of the handbrake, and you will know if you start pulling it again because now you know the signs. So remember that I'm here for you. I do one-on-one sessions. I am now also, which I'm quite proud of, I'm a paid speaker. So I have a corporates and clinics reach out to me to do workshops with them, to do webinars about euthanasia, leadership, stress management, all that. So if you are a clinical director or a manager, or you are in good terms with your clinical director, would love me to come and do a workshop at your clinic, let me know. As you know, I fly between countries. I don't care where you are in the world. I'll make my way to you. I can be persuaded for the right price. So that's that. And then also, I have my free PDF. So if the first time you kind of encounter me, then you have my free PDF you can download where I teach you all these tools. If you're not listening to my first episode where I go through the whole model, then by all means do that. And then you can work with me one-on-one. I am still not raising my prices because I'm trying to make this affordable for everyone. I don't think it's a lot of money. It's not, considering it's gonna change your life. I paid like 50 times more to change mine because I didn't have a specific veterinary coach. I had to do like all different kind of coaching to get to where I am. Like coaching I do is specifically tailored to vets, although we also address other stuff like relationships, anything. But I can turn your life around so quickly. So if you're interested in that, you can email me. You can follow the link in the show notes where you can literally book a free consult with me, where we can look at where are you at? Are you like my prior clients? Are you like this girl in the group that just wants to leave but can't and doesn't feel like it? Or do you want to stay but you don't know how? Or you between careers? Whatever it is, we can look at what you've got, and then I'll tell you if I can help you, or if you need to take some sort of other sort of help. But the first step is feeling into your gut, thinking, I think I got the handbrake on. I'm gonna need some help to see what is happening. Remember, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. I had to learn that the hard way. I'm telling you now for free on this podcast. You need a perspective, and most times you need another person to help you get that perspective. So this was really nice. I'm so glad to be back and doing my podcast again. I really missed talking into a camera and a mic by myself, by all these things I want to share. And I've already got like a ton of other episodes that I thought up were between the holidays and this little break I've had. So, yeah, watch this space. Let's see what I come up with next week. I am really excited for this year and looking forward to speaking to you, hearing from you. Remember, you can rate and review this podcast as well, and subscribe to it. That really helps with the ranking, so we can reach even more vets and we can help even more people feel fantastic. Love you all. Bye.